NFL Network special report a message from Mile High while Nix draws the line. As the trade deadline clock struck zero, the Denver Broncos found themselves standing at a defining crossroads. In their season, and perhaps in the trajectory of their entire rebuild, the league was buzzing with speculation and whispers of what could have been a franchise-altering move: Jaylen Waddle to Denver, a bold statement that would have instantly reshaped the balance of power in the AFC. Yet when the dust settled, no trade was made, and out of the quiet aftermath emerged a message from the team's new leader, a voice that carried the calm authority of belief rather than frustration. Bo Nix, the rookie quarterback, who has captured the attention of both fans and analysts with his poise and maturity, made it clear that this Broncos team is not defined by what it lacks, but by what it already possesses. Throughout the final days before the trade deadline, multiple league sources confirmed that the Broncos were serious players. In discussions with the Miami Dolphins, the front office saw an opportunity to pair Nix with one of the most electric receivers in football and to inject a new level of explosiveness into an offense that has steadily gained rhythm week after week. However, Miami's asking price was enormous and the deal never materialized. Denver made a choice that spoke volumes. They refused to mortgage their future for a short-term headline. Instead, they doubled down on the chemistry, a balance that has quietly been building in their locker room. When the news broke, Nix was inevitably asked about his reaction. The young quarterback could have expressed disappointment. He could have pushed the narrative that he wanted more weapons, but instead he chose to take a different route, one that revealed both leadership and vision. His words were simple yet powerful: obviously, if there's a need, you want to get it, but we feel like we have all the pieces. Sometimes when something like that happens, it shakes things up. We have something good going, and we just want to keep riding this wave and finding ways to win. In those few sentences, Nix defined what it means to lead from the front. His message was not about who they failed to acquire, but about who they already are. It was a declaration of trust in his receivers, who have faced criticism early in the season but have responded with consistent performances. Trust in his offensive line that has begun to create a stable pocket. Trust in Sean Payton's offensive system, which demands precision, patience, and accountability. But above all, it was trust in the identity that the Broncos are constructing brick by brick in the midst of a demanding schedule. Head coach Sean Payton, a man who has seen every angle of this league, stood firmly behind his quarterback and his team's direction. Were invested in and like this group and where we are going, Payton said, emphasizing that the team's growth comes not from desperation, but from discipline and vision. Payton knows that true contenders are not built through one blockbuster trade, but through the slow, steady process of finding identity, cohesion, and confidence. The Broncos are not chasing stars, they are building synergy. In a league that constantly preaches speed over patience and headlines over foundation, Denver's approach feels almost revolutionary. They are resisting the temptation of panic. They are trusting their development, and they are sending a message to every team in the AFC that this is not the same Broncos organization that struggled to find direction in recent years. There is a sense of clarity now, a quiet resolve that mirrors the mentality of their quarterback. For Bo Nix, this moment may prove pivotal, not because of what was said, but because of what it represents. It marks his emergence not just as a talented young player, but as the emotional center of the Denver Broncos. He is no longer the rookie trying to fit in. He is the tone setter, the one who looks into the storm of speculation and reminds everyone that winning teams are not built on transactions, but on trust, on timing, and on tenacity. The road to the postseason is long and unforgiving, but the fire in Mile High is unmistakable. The Broncos have chosen identity over impulse, chemistry over chaos, and purpose over panic. This decision not to trade for Jaylen Waddle may in time be remembered as the moment the franchise rediscovered its soul. The pieces are in place, the belief is growing, and the message is clear from the quarterback to the coach to the fans in the stands. This team intends to rise. Now the question belongs to the audience. Do the Broncos truly have enough to contend with the elite of the NFL? Can Bo Nix as Sean Payton lead Denver back to the glory that once defined the franchise, or will the decision not to make a move at the deadline be seen as the one that cost them their chance? Join the discussion, share your thoughts, and follow the channel for continuing analysis, exclusive interviews, and the kind of in-depth coverage that brings the game to life, because in Denver the story is far from over, and the next chapter is just beginning.